Hi guys, good morning. Hope you're all keeping well and safe, especially with all the madness of the last few days, that we can just tune out for a little while and just focus on ourselves for about 40 minutes, okay? We'll do about 40 minutes of work here today. So yeah, we'll get started in a few seconds, all right? Okay guys, make sure you have your space set up. All you need is your mat and yourself. And we'll start by taking a few seconds just to tune in to the body and start focusing on what's happening with ourselves. So we'll start off in an all fours position, guys. Okay, so what we call our pillar position, make sure your wrists are over your shoulders and your knees are underneath your hips. So what we want to make sure here is we're not short in the back. So we want to make sure we keep the back long. All right, starting off, just take a few breaths there. And like I said, just start tuning in with the body. When your hands are on the floor, what I want you to do is spread your fingers out, okay? So make sure your fingers are spread out. Lots of people, when they have their hands down, they have their fingers together. What I want you to try and do is just spread the weight out a little bit more through your fingertips and into the heel of your hand as well, okay? Good, when you're ready, we're just gonna do a little bit of work on the spine. So we'll start off with our cat-camel. So what I want you to do first is drop the chin, extend the neck, and then we're gonna breathe as we push up into the shoulders like an angry cat and step round and down our back, pulling our tailbone under at the end. Take a deep breath, and then when you're ready, exhale, push the tailbone away, let the back collapse in. What I want you to do is just bend the shoulders slightly so that we come up a little bit more higher into that cow position, okay? Drop the chin again, round up into the back, down the spine, hold, draw the belly button in towards the spine, and then exhale, push the tailbone away. As the spine starts to collapse, bend the elbows, and just come into a little bit taller position up here. And we're going to do that one more time. Drop the chin, round up, draw in at the bottom, then exhale, push the tailbone away, let the back collapse, bend the elbows as we come up into a taller position up here. Good, and then relax. Excellent. Right, from here, guys, what I just want you to do is flex the feet into the floor, and we're just going to go straight into our downward facing dog. So try and get both heels planted, hips high, stretching out the back of the legs. And just here, what I want us to do is just bend our right knee and push into our left heel a little bit more. Then we're going to switch it over, bend our left, push into our right heel a little bit more, and we switch between the two. Inhale, exhale as we go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring the knees down to the floor. Roll your hips forward, nice and gently. Good. Bring your hands just outside your shoulders. And then lift your collarbone ever so slightly. And we're just going to do a few leg curls. Starting on the left side, drawing the heel in. And just working the hamstring, keeping everything else nice and still. And when you're ready, let's just double pump it. So bring it in. A couple of pumps at the top. 1, 2. Relax. 1, 2. And again. 1, 2. Go draw in this time and really squeeze in that lower leg. Tense up the hamstrings as much as you can. Breathe into tension. So don't hold your breath to increase it. Increase it by inhaling and exhaling. And really feel that muscle work for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release and lift just a couple more times. And then we switch over to our right leg. Same on the other side. Lift it in first. Curl. Working that hamstring as best we can. Good, and then when you're ready, let's just double pump it. So a couple of pumps at the top, Activate the core as well, just to keep everything else still and quiet. Good, one more, and then we're going to squeeze it in. Good, hold, squeeze, and breathe. Again, increase the tension with the breath for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. From here, let's just bring our hands outside our shoulders. Extend our arms the best we can. Draw our shoulders back and down, and breathe here. Get a bit of flexion in the spine for 3, 2, and 1. Release out of it slightly. Exhale, push back into your child's pose position. Roll back on the heels. Fingers and arms nice and long, just to stretch out the shoulders in the back. Good, and if we can, try and keep your head down. Rest it on the floor, on the mat if you need to. Bring your hands up and behind, lock them together, and reach your knuckles up to the ceiling. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Let's come back to that all fours position. Again, making sure shoulders are over the wrists and knees are under the hips. Breathe here for a second. Really start to draw on that core here in that nice, strong, neutral spine position. And when you're ready, let's flex our feet again. Go into our downward facing dog again. Take a deep breath. When you're ready, lift up your right leg nice and high. Good. And as we lower it down, what I want you to do is just bring your shoulders over your wrists. So we're in a plank position. Good. Go back to that downward facing dog. Lift up the right leg. Bring it down as you do. Bring your shoulders over your wrists. And again, one more time. Push back, downward facing dog. Lift, right leg. Lower right leg. Shoulders over the wrists. Good. Let's go to the left side. So downward facing dog. Lift the left leg up nice and high. Lower it down as you do. Bring shoulders over your wrists. And again, downward facing dog. Lift left leg. Roll it down. One more time. Lower it down. Good. Knees down. Back to that all fours position again. Take a deep breath when you're ready. I'm just going to readjust myself on the mat a little bit so I'm a little bit higher up. Good. When you're ready, extend your left leg back, keeping the right knee on the floor. Good. From here, lift up that left leg, keep it nice and long. And think about the length, not the height. So we don't want to be up here. We want the length. Good. And when you're ready, just lower it down and lift. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Stay on that leg. We're going to bend the knee this time and lift it up and lower for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Extend the leg back. What I want you to do with your right arm, we're going to reach our right arm under our left. So rotating down and then rotating up towards the ceiling. Good, and down, thread it under and out. And one more time, thread it under and out. Good, and let's switch it over to the other leg, okay? So right leg this time. If at any stage you're feeling the pressure in your wrists a little bit, and just come up and give them a little bit of a roll around. Just to give them a little bit of relief. And when you're ready, we go on to the right leg, okay? So we stretch out that right leg, keep it nice and long, and then lift and lower for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knee in and lift it up with the bent knee, sole of the foot to the ceiling for 3, 2, and 1. Bring that knee down. Stretch the leg out on the right. Good. With my left hand this time, thread my left hand under my right. Allow the body to rotate, control it. Rotate out and reach. And again, under and out. One more time, under and out. Beautiful. Good. When you're ready, from that all fours position, let's just sit back in our heels as best we can. Good, and we're going to come to a lying position next, all right? So whichever way you want to come, we're just going to turn it around so that we're on our back. Good, we start off with our feet down, knees bent, and we're just going to do a few half rollbacks, okay? So think about extending your arms on the horizontal from your shoulders, pushing your waistband into the floor as we allow our back to curve out. Don't go too low, find your C curve and then come back up. And again, round it down and squeeze it up, okay? So just find that natural curve. Your chin is still staying off your chest. Our arms are still able to stay on the horizontal. Round it out the back. And coming up 2 more times. And again. And come up. What I want you to do is go down to where you were. Hold that nice position. Good. Bring the hands together and just reach. Right hand back. Left hand back. And again, right hand back. Left hand back. Keep breathing into your core here. One more time each side. Good, and then nice and gently come back to the center. Roll up with control and relax for a second. Good, as we do that relaxing, we can just stretch out the legs, slight bend in the knees. Inhale up, exhale down towards the toes. Again, bend the knees a little bit if you have to, just to fold your body in. Good, and then roll it back nice and carefully. Hands behind the hips, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lengthen the collarbone to the ceiling. And breathe here for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's bring our feet back at bend position. Good. Let's lower ourselves down to the floor. Use the back of the legs if you can, but roll down nice and carefully until you're flat on the floor. Bring those feet flat. Take a deep breath. Good. When you're ready, let's bring those legs to tabletop position. So 90 degrees. Good. And when you're ready, let's just lift our shoulders up off the floor. Bring your hands down by your hips. Bring tension there. And we're just going to start pulsing here. Really squeezing into our core. Good. And as we do, we're just going to extend, alternate legs, right and left. Bring it back to 90 degrees. Try to keep everything else nice and steady, except the leg that's extended. And obviously the hands, which continue to pulse. Good, keep going. Few more times. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, and 4. Good. Bring those knees in. Take a deep breath. Bring the feet down. Good. When you're ready, let's lift our hips up off the floor. Hands down by your side for now. Take a few breaths here, guys, just to really engage those core muscles. Make sure that your glutes and your hamstrings are working as well. And be sure that we're not overarching our back and packing into our shoulders. We want to keep the tension here in this middle area. Good, when you're ready, I'm going to bring my feet a little bit closer so that I can come up on my tiptoes and lift my heels up. Good, bring my arms up towards the ceiling. When you're ready, take a deep breath, let them go behind your head, okay? Draw your hands down and let your heels come down as your hands come down to the floor. Then exhale, bring your heels up, let your hands go behind. And again, draw them down, heels down as the hands come down. Keep those hips up, exhale, stretch and lift the heels, and repeat. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good, lower the hips down gently for a second. Great work, guys. Great tension there in the glutes and the hamstrings. So we're going to keep that going and really work that area a little bit more. Okay, when you're ready, lift up those hips again. We keep the feet flat for this one. Hands up towards the ceiling. Deep breaths, draw it into your core, so really activate it here. What I want you to do is reach your hands over. Imagine you've got a box or a ball in your hand, so bring a little bit of tension to your arms. We're going to reach it up and over our left shoulders. We roll onto our left shoulder slightly, so we reach up and back, and then bring it back, hands to the ceiling. And let's do the same thing as we roll out our right shoulder, reach back, and then come to the front, and again, reach back on the left, and come to the front, and again, right side. One more time each side, over to the left, reach and hold for a second, then bring it back, do the right side, reach back, to the front, roll down nice and carefully, bring the hands down, extend the legs out. Take a few deep breaths here, guys, and just tune in. Make sure the body recognizes what's doing the work and what we need to avoid doing the work. So we need to save our lower back and really squeeze here in our abdominals, all right? When you're ready, let's grab our left leg, just at the knee, pull it in towards our body and use it as a little bit of leverage so that we can lift ourselves up off the floor, shoulders up and looking down the inside of our leg. We're going to hold on here. We're going to switch legs for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Hold on the left. Extend the leg this time, single leg stretch. So really hold on with your core and then switch for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Both knees in. Deep breath. Legs away, hands behind. Think of coming into almost a hollow hold position. And then bringing it back together and out, in, out, and in. 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Legs up. Cradle the head with the hands. So again, don't pull on the neck. Make sure your elbows are wide. Chin slightly off the chest. Lower down. And lift for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Bend in the right knee. Cradle the head with the hand still. Elbows wide. Turn your left elbow towards your right knee. And then switch for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Bring those knees in and just rest your head down. Lower the legs just to get a bit of relief to the lower back. Arms out from the shoulders. Let the knees fall down. The left and the right. Breathe deep. Beautiful, well done. Good. Just to expand on that rotation now, guys, we're just going to do a little bit of a rotation series using our hips and our legs. So for this one, what we're going to do is I'm going to use my left leg to roll up slightly. I'm going to rest my legs or my arms behind my hips as best I can. Start with my knees bent. And all I'm going to do, guys, is I'm just going to lift my feet up off the floor. And I'm just going to rotate, slightly extend at the bottom, lift, and rotate. So what I want you to focus here is keeping your upper body. Think about mid back, everything still, and our knees are glued together. We're just making a circle through our hips. Good, let's go back the other way. So let's just go back the other way. A little bit of rotation under control. Knees glued together. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax for a second. Good. So that's a tough one, guys. All right. But we're going to progress it if we can. Okay. So we make it a little bit harder if you're able. If you want to just stay with that version, then do. Okay. Otherwise, we're going to come back to that position, lying on our elbows. Again, as much as possible, I'm very tight in my shoulders, so I'm going to try and open up my shoulders as best I can, just to make sure I'm in as comfortable a position as possible, all right? What we're going to do this time, guys, is we're going to lift our feet again, but if we can, we're going to straighten our legs. We're going to circle with straight legs, gluing the knees together, and this time gluing the ankles together as well. Allow the body to rotate. Good, let's go back the other way. So back. Three more. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Relax down towards the floor. Oh, that's a tough one. It's really burning. As you rock from side to side, release the tailbone for a second. Beautiful. When you're ready, let's sit up again, using that left leg to roll up. When we get there, reach forward, bend the knees if you have to. Again, fold the body in. Good. Roll up out of it nice and carefully. Good. When you're ready, guys, I'm just going to turn forward so you can see what we're doing. We're going to bring our feet a little bit wider apart. So we'll start off with a little bit of a rotation again. This time we're going to lift our shoulders up. We're going to rotate and reach our opposite hand towards our opposite ankle. So we rotate left towards right ankle and then come back. And again, we mightn't reach the ankle, but we just focus on the journey. So exhale, reach. Couple more times. Good, come back to the center, bring your hands behind your hips. Very simple, guys. All we're going to do is make sure our body is long. Let's lift up our left leg ever so slightly, lower it down. Lift up right, ever so slightly, lower it down. And again, left and lower, right and lower, left and lower, right and lower. And again. So just a few inches for a couple of seconds. What I want you to do is make sure you're nice and upright. You're not rounding your back trying to get it up. Good. One more time each side. Left and right. Good. Just go back to the left and lift it. And just hold, hold, hold. 3, 2, 1. Do the same on the right. Really starts to burn those quads. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Whew. Good stuff. When you're ready, we're going to come into our 90-90 position, guys. Okay? So we start off bringing our left leg in front of our body at 90 degrees, and then bend our right leg back to 90 degrees behind us. So think about from your right hip, that right leg is at 90 degrees, and from your left hip, that front leg is at 90 degrees. Now, as much as possible, we're going to try and sit into those hips as best we can, okay? So everyone's going to have a different range of motion, which is fine, okay? It's just about finding your good range of motion and not forcing yourself into a bad position, which won't benefit you really in the long run, because we want to get the full benefit of this stretch in terms of working our hips internally and externally rotated. Good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come up as tall as I can by bringing my left hand slightly away from my body, Good, and then holding my right hand on my left foot. Good, from here I'm going to turn my body so that my belly button is facing into that front knee. I'm going to try and relax as best I can in this position. So as we stretch, we need to breathe to try and relax the muscles because the tense muscles won't stretch. So just breathe. Good, when you're ready, we're going to lower my belly button down to the inside of my thigh. So I'm going to close the gap here. I'm not going to round my back and try and get my chest down there first. I want to try and get my midsection, my belly button down there before anything else. So take a deep breath. Inhale, exhale, lower down, keep the chest up. What I want you to focus on, every time you inhale, lift the chest a bit higher. And then exhale, push the belly button down. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, push the belly button. And again. So we want to make sure that chest is up. And breathe here in this position for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come up nice and slowly. This time I'm going to bring my right hand across my body. I'm going to rotate more into that left hip. So try and find that good position without rotating and lifting that hip up. We want to try and keep that hip down as much as possible. Lower yourself down again. Try and keep the chest up and lift and lower and lift. One more time. Lower and lift. Come back to the front. What we're going to do now, I'm going to drop my left elbow towards the floor. I'm going to think about a line from my right knee up through my right hip and out my right shoulder. I'm going to extend that line with my arm out beside my head, okay? And what I want you to really focus on here is pushing that knee into the floor on the right. And imagine that somebody's pulling that arm away. So we're going to really stretch out that right side of your body. So reach and press the knee in for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that right arm to 90 degrees out from the shoulder and then rotate as if your elbow's going under your arm. So we're stretching out the shoulders and then exhale, open it out, follow it back with your arms. So we'll open up the front of the shoulder blades, the chest, and again, rotate it in, rotate it out. Good, and one more time, in and out. Good, and then relax, come to that tall position again, where we started off. And take some deep breaths here. Good, what I want you to do is we're going to try and put a little bit of pressure onto the floor with this part of our lower leg here on the left, okay? So I want you to imagine you're really trying to press down without rounding your back. So try and activate the power from the hips, mainly here, a little bit from back here, okay? So when you're ready, press it into the floor, and you should feel the glutes fire up on the left. Press, press, press. So this is where we want the pressure to go into the floor, okay? Between your knee and your ankle. So press and increase the pressure. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Lovely. Let's switch to the other side. So let's switch. Bring our right leg to the front and our left leg behind. Both at 90 degrees. And again, find that good position. Not as good this side, I would say. I'm a little bit more stretched out here, or find it more difficult to come to a more upright position. Struggling a little bit more on this side. Turn your belly button into that front knee. My left hand's on my right foot. I keep this right hand away from my body. And when you're ready, again, we're going to lower the belly button down and keep the chest up. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, drop the belly button. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, drop the belly button. And again. Good, and come up nice and safely. Turn into that right hip. Again, making sure that the left hip is down as much as you can keep it. Lower down. And lift. lower down, and lift. And one more time, lower, and lift. Lovely. Rotate back, right arm down, right elbow down. Again, that line out the left knee up to the left hip and extend it through the left shoulder and reach it out beside your head. Push that knee down, reach that hand away, stretch out that left side for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Bring that arm to 90 degrees, rotate under, and rotate out, rotate under, rotate out. One more time, and rotate out. Good, and let's come back up. Back to that original position. Again, we're going to press into the lower part of our right leg this time, using the glutes on the right. So when you're ready, press into the floor with that lower leg. Feel the activation back here. Feeling this side burn up a little bit as well, which is fine. But again, make sure we're in as tall position as we can get. To up around the back, try and press it down. Activate it from the hips and press into the floor. Press, press, press. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Good. From here, we're going to come back into our plank position. So start off on all fours. Take a deep breath when you're ready. Extend the body into that plank position. So make sure you're not keeping the hips up. You're not overarching. Strong position here. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the thighs. What we're going to do here, guys, make sure your feet are about hip distance apart. This is a hard exercise, so if you want to make it simpler, you can go into a child's pose position and then come back to a plank. Otherwise, we're going to stay up here. We're just going to push. I'm going to bum back towards my heels, keep my knees off the floor, and then exhale, come back to a plank, right? So if that's too hard, just put the knees down for a second, back to a child's pose, and then come back to a plank, okay? When you're ready, plank position, deep breath, bend the knees, push the hips back, down into the shoulders, and then exhale, come back to that plank position. And again, bend the knees, push the hips back, down into the shoulders, exhale, come back to a plank. Let's do 3 more. Back, forward, 2 to go. Last one. Go hold that plank position now for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax for a second, knees down. Now we go back into child's pose, just to take the weight off the wrist for a second. Good, from here, we did it a little bit at the beginning. All right, we're going to do it a little bit differently this time. Hands down or hands back, it's up to yourself depending on how safe you feel in this position, okay? So I'll show you the 2 different versions. We did this when we brought our hands back behind our body when we stretched, our head down. This is the hard version, guys. We can bring our hands back, take a deep breath, exhale, and we're going to bring ourselves up to a tall kneeling position, making sure our lower back is safe, okay? So when we do it this way, we need to make sure that we don't round the back up to come up and be rounding and straightening the spine at the top. We try and really brace that core so we go back and up with a nice neutral spine, okay? So we're going to work the hips and the glutes a little bit here. If that's too hard, what I want you to do is just bring your hands to the front slightly. Exhale, keep that back safe, all the way up to a tall kneeling position. Okay? When you're ready, down we go. Hands back. Draw into that core. Exhale, lift. Tall. Exhale, go back down. Exhale, lift. And back down. Exhale, lift. And back down. So we're really squeezing the glutes at the top of the move. So pull it into the hips. Think about hinging the hips back. Line your chest onto your thighs. Exhale, squeeze it up. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good, let's go halfway down. So sitting half back, almost like a Z, pushing your bum back towards your heels, but we're not sitting on them. Again, if you need a towel or something heavy or a pillow underneath your knees, then do that, okay? What we want to make sure here, guys, is we're safe in our back. So when we go into this position, if you can't hold it with a flat back and you start rounding like this, then we got to come out of it a little bit more, okay? When you're ready, sit down without putting your bum back on your heels as much as you can. Now reach your hands back. We're almost like a ski jump position. We're just going to pulse here. Keeping that neck long, shoulders down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, lift up nice and tall and squeeze at the top. Good. When you're ready, bring your left foot forward. We're in a half kneeling position. From here, let's bring our 2 hands inside that left leg. Take a deep breath and extend that right leg. Try and keep those hips as low as possible. Inside left hand, we're going to reach it up to the ceiling. We're going to hold the stretch here. What I want you to try and do is really straighten out that right leg. 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, bring your elbow to ankle. And again, hold here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands down, drop the back knee, and switch it over. Right outside right hand. Deep breath, extend that left leg, try and keep those hips low. Again, take note, I'm not as good on this side as I am on the other side. We're going to try it anyway. Inside right hand up to the ceiling. Follow it up with your eyes. Good, and then exhale, elbow, ankle, hold the stretch and try and increase it as you breathe. 2, and 1. Hands down, drop the back knee. Let's come back into child's pose for the last time. Good, roll forward into your plank position and go back into that downward facing dog. Hold here. Good, walk the hands back towards the feet. Bend the knees if you have to. When you get to your toes, what I want you to do is bend the knees a little bit more, connect your body to your thighs, grab down behind your ankles. Inhale, exhale, straighten the legs. Try and keep your body as close to your legs as possible. Good, then when you're ready, straighten your legs, bring your chin onto your chest, and roll up nice and slow for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just one big roll back to the shoulders, and then take a deep breath, inhale up, and exhale down, and one more time, inhale up, and exhale down. Well done, guys. Hope you're all good. Morning, Simon. Simon's tuning in. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I hope you're all keeping well and enjoy that and get some benefit out of it. Get it done, hopefully first thing in the morning. All right. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and we'll talk to you all soon. Thank you.